Good morning and welcome to Sunday Soul Talks. I'm hoping this video for this computer stays. It's gone black on me more than once. Just have to freaking get a new one. I say that every time it gives me a hard time. And then it doesn't give me a hard time and I don't do anything. If it's not broke, why not? It's still limping along. Anyway, good morning. It was so weird getting up this morning and at 7 o'clock is daylight. Because I'm usually, it's going to be easier to get up, I think, because I've been getting up at 5 a.m. Anyway, for a week. And it's going to be another week at 5 a.m. But it's going good. It's been a long time since I've gotten up at 5 a.m. All right. I don't know where to begin. I want to wait until like Cynthia and Margie get here. But I never know. It's 9:02. I'm just going to go because Cynthia, I know she watches it over again. Okay, so I don't have any idea where this is going to go. But when Peter woke up this morning, he had the best dream ever. He has flying dreams every once in a while, and I've never had one. But when he woke up, he said to me, I just had the best dream. And I'm like, what? Because normally he has terrible dreams about me leaving and not speaking to him when he asks me why. It's bad. And this one was about flying, which is his favorite dream. And God, the way he told it to me was freaking cool. He told me that there was a bunch of people around, our nephew, Michael, and his sister, and there was a bunch of different, his parents, and they were on, I don't know exactly. Good morning, Cynthia. Have you ever had a flying dream, Cynthia? I've never had one, but he has. Since we've been to Florida, he's had a few, and he loves them. Well, he said that at all the people around, it was very windy, and he said he actually leaned into the dream, just let go forward, and just started flying and flipping in the air and doing. The way he described it this morning was, hey, and then I'm like, how'd you feel? Because that's my favorite thing to ask. And he said he felt free, no weight on him whatsoever. So we talked about the weight because as soon as he woke up, the heaviness came back. So the me, that when we believe we are this body and mind, we had good morning, Margie. Not yet. I know, me either. Gosh, I would love to have a flying dream. Although I say sometimes I feel like I'm flying right here because I'm feeling so good. So, and it's connected with loving yourself. I'll go back to the dream, but look at this. So many years of education, yet nobody ever taught us how to love ourselves and why it's so important. When we don't love ourselves, we're coming from that heavy, all the thoughts of the me, the identity of the body and the mind, and everything that has been put in there for all the years of beliefs about life. And most of it is lack. Not good enough. Something's wrong with me. Those heavy, heavy thoughts. And that's literally all it is thoughts. That's it. It's the only thing. And a lot of them are doubts. Doubt, thoughts that are weighing us down. And it it's programmed to think about other people and then judge them, and in turn judging ourselves and feeling uncomfortable because we're all connected. We are all one life. One can't you can't put it into words the what we really are. It's not a word thing. A word thing puts it in a box for the mind to try to look and uh, categorize. It is never going to be categorized what we really are. Whatever's beating our hearts, whatever's blowing, making an acorn turn into an oak tree. Nobody's doing that. That same potentiality is what Dr. Dyer used to say, is the same thing that's beating our heart. There's no way that our puny little minds can understand what that is. But if we connect to it daily, the heartbeat, just feeling the heartbeat. When I woke up this morning, before Peter went into the flying dream, I could feel my heartbeat in my body. It's just feeling it. God, it's immediate when you feel it like that. The gratitude you have for that beating. Because when that beating is done, it's over. When there's no more beating, whatever decides this beating to stop, this whatever gave the beating life, whatever's doing that, you can call it God if you want. Call it life, love. It doesn't have a it's not tangible. It's not you can feel it. It's being felt, but it's not something solid. It's not something solid. So that's why the mind will never understand it, because it sees and has to label things. Label, cup. It and it feels solid. That cup feels solid. It isn't solid. In reality, quantum physics, I don't know if you guys ever heard about quantum physics, but when you get down to quarks and like, what did Dr. Dyer used to say, Cynthia? It was something about a tomato seed as they break it down to the atoms and then the whatever and then the quarks, and then there's literally nothing. He called it pure potentiality. Pure potentiality is what all this. So, coming back to Peter's dream, because that little tomato seed, there's nothing in the center of it, but it put it in the ground and add some water, turns it into a tomato, a plant that grows tomatoes. That's a miracle. Just like the acorn turns into an oak tree. What? And we can't believe we can fly? Anyway, we don't believe it. We weren't conditioned to believe that. So we don't. Anyway, in Peter's dream, right? That's what he called it, pure potentiality. But in his dream, he not only was flying this time, but people saw it and he was talking in his dream. That usually it's silent, he elevates and goes. But this time, his mom and dad and his sister and his nephew, our nephew, Michael, was in it, seeing him taking off and then flipping and flying and twirling, and he was so light, just like Mom when she was dying. She felt light. As the identities were leaving, fear of the future and dragging that past of what I've done and what others have done to me, and holding on. That's what the mind does. It holds on to all of that. And that is what holds us down, what makes it feel so heavy. Because I was telling him that when I'm what I call in the flow, flowing with life, just watch, just flowing. It's it's the equivalent to flying without being in the air. It feels like I'm flying because there's just so much peace and what's the word? There's no fear. That's it. There's zero fear. Good morning, Alicia. Miss, I have my tree up already. What is it? Before Halloween? During Halloween? Anyway, Alicia's a big Christmas person, and I'm not. But I think mine is tied to my lack thing is just like mom, fear of the future and lack of money. And that keeps us so look. Yeah. You know what? That feeling when you're a kid and Christmas and the presents, the surprise of the whole thing. It's too bad that that does go away for a lot of us. Actually, you know how it went away for me because of the belief in I have to make people happy. It's up to me to get the right thing buy the right thing for the person that's worthy of their adoration or whatever, that they will love it. So that's a heavy thought keeping the me down. What if I don't get anything for anybody? What does that mean about me? What if, Alicia, what if you didn't get anything for anybody, including your kids, your daughter, and your granddaughters? I don't want you to take that away from your granddaughters. Absolutely not. But I'm just saying, if you couldn't do it, how would that feel? Something to think about. How that would affect you. Because there's so much emphasis on, I don't. So much emphasis on, you know, having that be something I buy for the grandkids. Oh, you just buy for the grandkids. Oh, okay. All right. Not even Tim? Peter and I have not done Christmas between us. When we want something, we go get it. It's not about presents. I don't. Jesus, I'm sure it wasn't. If he saw the consumer, what it's turned into, and the heaviness, people feeling obligated, and because a lot of people do. It's a big expense. It's been a big expense for us our whole lives. We used to get for all of Peter's family and their spouse. Oh my God, I just can't even imagine if we continue that. It just makes me feel happy this time of year. So, where does that happiness go the rest of the year? Where does it go? Can you feel that happiness without any outside enhancement? Because when we look to something outside to fulfill us, it's fleeting. It doesn't stay. That's what this whole talk is about. Finding that happiness that is you. Your true nature is happiness. Hi, Sandy. And good morning, and thanks for being here, all of you. That when you find that you are the happiness you're looking for in a person, in a car, in a house, in Christmas, then you can take that is the feeling, like Peter flying. In his dream, he was flying and felt so light. I could feel it in his voice. Everything that he was saying this morning was just, and then he said, the minute I woke up, back to the heavy. I said, that's when the me came back on board. Oh, still happy. It's just this time of year is just exciting. Is that true? Is that true? How can you be happy through the worst? You've been through the worst. Alicia, for any mother, you have been through the worst fear of any mother when she has a baby. You've been through it. Mm, don't know how to say it. Anything that you are fearing is what keeps you believing you're this little me fighting the world, fighting people. I have people that I'm talking to right now that are fighting over it. It's just a misunderstanding on both sides. I'm happier at Christmas. I feel closer to Mom and Chris. Now you can feel close to both of them all the time. The minute I think of my parents, they're right here. I have an image and I feel the love and gratitude for them being that part of my life. So grateful that there's no, absolutely zero negativity, no pain. Since the day both of them died, I've had no, I feel them. I They are me. They are not the little me. They are the same light, love, wind, light. I don't know. Okay, so let's, I don't think Sandy's ever heard me do this. I know you guys have, but bear with me. Sometimes repeating is the best. I repeat all the time. Okay, so we take, I do, but this time of year was Mom's favorite and I love it. Okay, enough said. Beautiful. I'm glad for you that it was her favorite too. My mother's too. Oh my God. She went crazy for Christmas. So think about this. Take a paper bag from Hanford. Since most of you are from Maine. Or actually, Alicia, I don't know if you guys have Hanford. Here it's Publix, but in Maine it's Hanford. Take a paper bag and pretend you are punching pinholes all through it. 8 billion pinholes in that bag. So it's loaded with pinholes. Not so it's broken, just 8 billion pinholes all through it. It's not possible, but you get the idea. So those 8 billion holes represent every person. Oh, Stop and Shop. Okay. So have this bag full of the 8 billion holes representing the people. Take a light bulb, a lit light bulb. Turn the bag over and put it on top of the light bulb. So 8 billion holes are illuminated. You are the light, that lamp, the light coming through. It is connected. Every single person is connected. When you hold any grudge or pain for someone, whatever has done to me, I'm a victim of them, or I've done to them, all that pain, all the guilt, let it go. They are the light that you are. We're all learning together. We're all in this soup, this life soup. I've never said that before. One of these days when he does something crazy, I'm going to turn this computer so everybody can see. If I was, um, yeah. So that means when anybody has passed away or um, been born, passed away. Alicia says hi, Pete. Peter. Alicia says hi. Alicia. Oh, she's. Did you hear him? He said, Merry Christmas. Immediately he said Merry Christmas. He's the one that told me to look at your thing last, saying that you had your trees, your stuff up already. Um, shit. What was I saying? Somebody told me I was at a garage sale yesterday, and my girlfriend told me that I was Cynthia said good morning, Peter. Cynthia said good morning to you too. Cynthia. You don't know her, but she knows you. Happy Thanksgiving. He's such a wag job. Happy Thanksgiving. Everybody. So, okay. Shit. Oh, my girlfriend said to me, she goes, you're so easily distracted. Yep, I am. People used to say to me, my girlfriend Holly used to say, squirrel. Oh, as I look at a squirrel coming, I literally just said squirrel, and look over there, there's a squirrel. There's a little squirrel. Hey, Peter, go get those almonds and throw it to the squirrel. He's gonna do it. I thought he'd say, look, he's right there. I just said to everybody, I said, you know how Holly always used to say squirrel? Because Lynn told me. He's not. He's fine.
He won't. If I take
He wants an almond. Get an almond.
No, I'm not getting freaking rodents here.
Rodents. Anyway. Tiffany said good morning. Tiffany said good morning, Peter.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. He stopped. He's like, Happy New Year. I'm peeing my face. We should have the Lori and Peter show. He was reaching for the next Happy New Year, said Tiffany. That squirrel is so cute. Anyway, where the frig was I? Squirrel. Oh, cat. Oh, shit. I'm glad you're peeing your pants. That's the best thing. Okay, when you're serious about life and believing the thoughts of future, doom, all of that, takes you right out of the now. So you feel heavy. Your body feels heavy. So when you stay and you take a breath, you know what? Oh my God, you guys. I'm not sure. I'm in a classroom with ESE kids. They're exceptional, whatever, autistic kids that are pretty much nonverbal. They understand some, but it's not. Anyway, there's this one kid who's new, and they want me to be his one-on-one, which would, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know, because he's a pretty big kid, and I don't know. So shit, you guys, what was the point? If I ever thought I was going to be catch on in this genre, anybody who talks non-duality, they're so serious. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Thank you. When you're serious, these kids are in the now. They are now. And this kid's name is Cohen, which is my Howard, who got me on this track, thinking a different way in my 30s. The whole reason why I'm is because of Howard Cohen. He said it was the way I was thinking is why. Anyway, so Cohen, when I say to him, when he's up in his mind and he's distressed, something happened on his computer that he doesn't like. Oh no! Ah, he starts crying. And I get in front of him and I say, breathe. He is the only person that I've said that to that actually does, and he immediately stops crying. Stops. Because the minute you follow your breath right down into your chest, into your stomach, just follow it down. My girlfriend talks about breathing into your sides. All I have to do is breathe into my gut and I'm out of those thoughts immediately. It's that simple. And your mind goes, it can't be that simple. Well, it is. The minute you breathe, you're out of all that distress and that heaviness. And when Peter was flying in his dream, he was not heavy at all. He was just enjoy in himself, enjoy in ourselves. It's possible. Joy is our nature. It's our true nature. The only thing that stops us from feeling joy every day, like we did when we were kids, is because we believe all these freaking patterns of thought, which aren't true. Just like yoga. Oh, I go every week. Oh yeah, yoga's the best. Peter used to do yoga with me in Lisbon Falls. We used to go weekly. It's just once a week, and he loved it. I am so glad he came. And we could do it here, but we don't. Who knows? Maybe we will. Anyway, when you are believing the thoughts, especially about the future doom, you are suffering. And it's not true. We don't. Every single thought, a belief is just a thought that's built a groove in your mind. It's the same thought over and over and over. I can do it wrong. Somebody else is doing life wrong. The minute he woke up, we started talking about what I talk about. And I said, do you feel the heaviness? Because he started complaining about, anytime you complain, you're just hurting yourself. Literally. When somebody's complaining at me, I am the one breathing. I breathe. I am consciously watching my breath because I'm not taking anything anybody says in. I'm not. I hear them, but I don't put my all into it. I don't put myself into it. I don't, because I know we're just addicted. We're just addicted to those thoughts and those beliefs, and we believe they're true. Not one is true. Not one thought is true. And when I so many years of education, yet nobody ever taught us how to love ourselves and why it's important. When you love yourself, life is a completely different show, because this is literally a show on the screen of consciousness, and we are projecting it all out there. When you're projecting negative, when you're thinking negative thoughts, that's what you're going to see. When you're believing the sky is yellow, you're going to see yellow. When you're believing somebody else is doing life wrong, you're the one that's projecting that. What if you see them with new eyes? That's what Katie taught us. See them with new eyes. Just try it. Start seeing a prominent thought that you have going a lot that makes you feel heavy and serious in this dream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. It's a dream. A dream of separation from life, God. That didn't happen. That little me that started believing it's like the little ones, Eli and Claire, they're starting to believe they are a person, because before they were believing they were a person, a me, their name, you could give them a ball and then take it away and it didn't bother them. Around 6 months, didn't bother them. They'd go on to the next thing. But once they start believing they're a me, you take that ball away from them, about a year old, year and a half, You took something away, and then they start fighting with other kids. The ego has started building, and it's going to. It's just the way life is. And that's what I believe life is about. It's about building that ego, because that's what happens here. People tell you this is a computer, that's a lolly, that's a Tiffany, that's a somebody. Then they start believing all of this. There can be no other way. How else would we get through this life? But that's what starts the pain and suffering, because there's immediate, I'm separate from God, from life, from love, and I've got to fight for mine, 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 mine. In Dory, mine, 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 the seagulls, mine, 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 mine. Anything like, if this is what Paul Hederman always said, there's money, and then there's my money, your money, and my money. If somebody tries to take my money, ooh, or my anything, there's a battle. Dr. Dyer talked about letting it go. He let go of everything he owned. Everything. He had some apartment or something. He let go of everything. Gave it all away. I can't tell you how many things. I've even given away cars. Given. I gave Lindsay my Volvo. My Ruby. That was my favorite car. God, I love that car. It was Volvo XC70, and she was red, and the people named it Ruby, so I kept it Ruby. And they took excellent care of her, and so did I. She was, God, I would love to have her here, because my truck is, truck, I call it a truck. It's a GMC Tahoe, something, I don't know. It's very big. I just want something small. I'm so little inside this thing. I feel like anyway, getting in and out of parking spots, not easy. Anyway, I was talking about the billions. Oh, we are the light. And those people who have passed on, they are the light too. Where did they go? So if you don't see them as a person, if you see them as the light, anybody as the light that they really are, and they're talking, you don't have to get sucked into what they're saying. You can just smile and say, okay, because our minds are programmed to love the drama. It loves to complain and get into the drama, get into the they or poor me. Oh, it's so sad when somebody says it's so sad. Okay, if you think so, nothing's sad. Nothing is sad. It's only the way. Hi, Rita. Good morning. I know it's not morning for you. I don't even know what time it could be in Africa. But this change of, I actually liked it this morning of being bright at 7 in the morning. Anyway, there goes the squirrel again. Going to the beach today with friends. I think. Maybe nobody's going to come, but Peter and I are going. Has anybody ever had a flying dream? Have you dreamt that you're flying? I can't. That is something I would just love to have. Although, when you're in that space of the flow of life, you're not resisting. Breathe and don't resist. This is what Kelly Sammy says when she died and came back. Breathe and don't resist. Literally. Don't fight what's happening. Everything always works out. Rita knows that. Everything always works out. There's no victims in life. No victims. And that mind is probably fighting with that. But that's freedom. That is pure freedom when you realize there are no victims. because nothing is happening. So this body, yes, things happen, seemingly, but this is literally a dream. So as the we really are, it's not hurt, and it's going back to all you have to do is watch one near-death experience video. That's what Mom and I did before she died. That's why she wasn't afraid to die. And they called it a beautiful death because she was so open. She was so ready. She knew she was going to see Dad again. Dad, spirit, she was going to be part of it again. Part of that. No identification with this body. Actually, every single person that dies says they go up and they look at that body and they are not attached to it one bit. And they don't want to come back either because the love, that feeling of freedom and pure peace is literally caused by all of our thoughts. The drowning of it is caused by our thoughts. I love you too, Alicia. You have a great day too. Like Santa Claus. That pure peace that we don't feel very often here because we're stuck in our heads. And that's why I call it innocent. That's why when I'm talking with somebody and they're going on about it and they're totally believing it, most of the time I can't say anything because it pisses them off. I just nod and smile and sometimes I try to get something in, but it just pisses the ego off. That little me is easily pissed off. It loves being in that poor me, or because they did something to me, or the guilt. Both sides painful. And that's what keeps us believing, concretizing us being a person. It doesn't let us think beyond that. It doesn't let us realize the love that we are. The wind, I used to talk about it being, there's no wind today, but it moves the palm trees. The wind, you'll never see it, but it moves the palm trees. You'll never see. If you can see yourself as the wind, the real you, what you really are as the wind, there's no separation in the wind. No, it'll go right over whatever. It'll move. It's invisible, but it's strong. It's stronger than those thoughts. It's stronger than the thoughts of they're doing something wrong or I've done something wrong. That they and I, we're the same. It's the same thing. We're not separate from anybody. Only when you believe you're a body are you separate from all the others. We are one love. And love is so threatening to that little me. Our egos do not like it. It's searching for love out there, wants to be loved, but it doesn't want to look at itself and realize that it's the block to love. Because that ego cannot control you anymore when you're coming from love, when you see the love that you are. It's not going to be, there's not, the ego is lessening. The veil, they call it, the veil is thinning. And when you sit quietly by yourself, which is the hardest thing to do, that's what everybody's so busy being in their phones, whatever we do to distract us from sitting quietly with ourselves. Because the shit that came up after the scam, I mean, you guys know. I've talked about it plenty, about all the I'm not worthy. That's the number one belief of the me. I'm not worthy of love. That's it. That's the bottom line to the me. I'm not worthy of love. So I try to look for it out there, and you will never, ever find it out there. It might seem so in a romantic relationship, or even when you first meet somebody. There's that honeymoon, that phase at first where you're just feeding each other's ego. It seems like love, but that's not what love is. That's infatuation. That's feeding each other's egos, elevating the ego, making you feel light and excited and happy and whatever, but it's false. It's not real, because those thoughts come back after the ego's not being fed anymore. It comes back. That's why you got to sit. Just be. I remember Bruce Adams telling me to just be. But I was so busy my life trying to please other people, I didn't know what just being meant. I didn't have to be what? Be, but just sitting and being. The minute you drop down into your body with a breath, you can feel your shoulders come down. It's the best feeling lately when I'm standing somewhere or sitting and I just, oh my God. The peace that comes over the minute you drop in to your heart, say, seemingly dropping into the heart. These words. But that's what, until you actually can feel that peace, dropping into that heart, because all those thoughts and emotion, it just makes everything come up and be uptight, and that's what makes us serious and believing all of this and not seeing. I told Peter this morning, I said, when you used to come to Florida, you used to see the palm trees and hear the different birds that are from Maine. You used to love being here. Now he hates it because the traffic, the heat, the blah, blah, blah. But we left Maine because he hated the winter. The hate is what's causing the heaviness. Literally, whatever is being hated is causing the heaviness. That's it. Whatever your mind, it's not you, your mind is believing, is hating. That's what's causing all the pain and suffering. This body can get hurt and there can be pain, but the suffering doesn't have to be. The suffering is coming from the thoughts of, once it's done, say somebody smacked me across the face. Once it's done, it's done. The pain is felt and then it's done. But how many times has it been replayed in the head? She slapped me across. Oh, I hate her. She slapped me across. How many more times has that been than the initial thing that happened and the hanging on to that person? Feel that. You can even see it on my face. They slapped me. All of that. That woman that got in my face and screamed at me about the pepper spray this summer. When I think about that, I don't think of how horrible she was to me and how Patty is a bad person. No, I see her pain. It literally, when somebody brings something to you, when they're angry at you, it has nothing to do with you. Nothing. You've just triggered something in them. It has nothing. Once you take it personally, taking shit personally is what the ego loves, that little me loves to do. That's its number one thing. Oh, he hurt me. She did blah, blah, blah. And you can hang on to this shit from kindergarten. Actually, kindergarten, they don't say third grade. All of that piled up in there. All of that defense. Who you really are doesn't need to defend. As soon as you defend, if somebody's coming at you and you feel you need to defend back, well, you or I, blah, 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 defending yourself, that's coming from ego. Because two people fighting like the defense is never, have you noticed? You're never going to win. No one wins from an ego fight because this one sees it this way, this one sees it this way, and you're not going to break them. Although last week I did say something on the way to the beach and it stopped Peter in his tracks. We were arguing about something deep. And the minute I said, I don't even know what it was. That's the thing. You don't have to hang on to anything. That as the veil starts getting lifted and you start seeing that you're not those reactions to life, you don't hang on to whether somebody says something wonderful about you or something nasty about you. You don't hang on to anything. You don't, even situations. And then the thought comes up, I'm getting Alzheimer's. There's something wrong with. Nah, I'm not hanging on to. It's really hard to hang on to shit. I don't feel I need to. Well, some part of me must feel like it needs to. That me must still feel like it needs to, because there is that thought that comes up. I get Alzheimer's, but the minute it's said, as soon as it's said, I hear it. It's said in my, okay, that voice in your head is not you. It's going 24/7. It's a ticker tape, constantly going. Thoughts, constantly. You don't know what the next thought's going to be. You cannot know. That's why you're not those thoughts. If you were, you could tell yourself what you're going to think next. You're not those thoughts. You're that light. And that light can see thoughts. It can see the thoughts after a time of listening to this, after becoming aware that you can see a thought. Because the minute you see that thought, that's not who I am. If I see a thought, who's seeing the thought? Who is that? Who's seeing that thought? Brings you right back to now, which is the only thing that's real. Past and future aren't here now. It's just imagination that the mind hangs on to. Like a baby doesn't have a memory. There's no memory for a baby. That's why anything can be done to it. It's not going to, just like a dog. Anything can be done to it for the most part. There's a lot of dogs and cats that are basically, Eckhart Tolle talks about them keeping humanity sane, because you can unleash all you want on that dog, but it's still going to come back and love you. It's still going to come back and be happy to see you. Some of them get abused beyond, but they are humanity's. That's why people have to have dogs. A lot of people can't even think of their lives without a dog, because of that unconditional love. But it's possible to unconditionally love yourself, because that dog's going to go away. If you've put all of your sustenance for love into a person or an animal, then they're what? Then if they're gone, what then? That's why it's got to be from inside. Inside. Can you love you? Can you look in the mirror and say, I love you? Can you do that? It's a beautiful start. When I look in the mirror, I look straight into that eye that I look in everybody's. When I talk to somebody, I look right at their eye. My left eye looks into their right eye. And so that's what I do with myself. In the mirror, I have a mirror that brings things close up. Probably not the best thing to do. Get. Anyway, so you look in that eye and say, I. And I go, love you. I go, there's something I do. Make it fun. Because I like to make life fun. When it's serious, it's not fun. And you're stuck in your head. You're stuck in your head. You do, Cynthia. I don't doubt that for a minute. I'm sure you do. It's the most beautiful feeling to love you. To really love you and not believe those thoughts of something's wrong with me, or I'm separate from God. I'm not enough. That's the number one. I'm not enough. That's it. That's the bottom line to the me. That little me is just not worthy of anything. The thing is, if you can love that little me, That's what this I love you is about. Because all the while, who you really are is watching all of this go down. But when you in the dream can love you and forgive yourself for anything that seemingly happened, forgive yourself. You've done nothing wrong. Nothing. Even though it looks like it, you've not hurt anybody and nobody's hurt you. It's just a dream of separation that did not happen. That little me is the only thing that believes it was born and it's going to die. Of course, it's miserable because it's going to die and it doesn't know when. Well, none of us know when, but it's going to happen. These bodies are going to drop. But who you really are doesn't drop. Where is it going to drop to? Where's it going to go? It's always here. There's nothing, it's not separate from anything. There's no separation. I have a magnet on my truck. I call it a truck. It says, "We are here to wake up from the dream of our separation," or something like that. I love it. I love having that on the back of my vehicle. No, Peter, is my you went into the to clean the truck yesterday? Did it? Is my magnet still on the back? Better not have. I threw it in the trash. I have one in my bedroom too, but it's a sticker. It's not a magnet. He won't allow me to put stickers. I've never been allowed to put any stickers on the cars. No big deal. I just got a magnet. There's ways around it. I am also listening to Taylor Swift's new album. I love every single song and how she's taken, they took this guy, bought her music, and then tried to control her. So what she did was make her own, remake them. And people, they made just as big of, she got them so bad, and she talks about it in one of these songs. It's just when you're not so feeling like a victim, your mind is open to, because everything always works out. There, we're coming back to the beginning. Everything always works out. It always does, just like when I had that $7,500 bill and the $7,500 check in my hand on a Friday that came in on the same day. The bill and the check for the exact same amount. How can you, how can I doubt that? How could there be any doubt that this thing works out? So when something seemingly happens, you don't have to go into tell everybody how horrible, because it always works out. When you come back to you, who you really are, it's all working out. All of it. You can stay steadfast in that belief of it all working out. It's a beautiful place to be. Whenever something, because some stuff's going on here about a buildings or whatever, the latest. Because I'm watching, every single person has their own. I just listen, because I know it's going to work out. Just like these buildings. It seemed like they were in disarray and it seemed so doom filled years ago. And then Hurricane Ian came, exposed all of this stuff, and the insurance company said they were only going to give us blah, blah, blah amount. And then we end up getting $1.2 million, and it wasn't even for me. You can't make this shit up. I'm telling you. It always works out, even when it seems like it's not. God, life, love knows what it's doing, and it's trying to teach you to just stay calm. Just stay calm. Come back to now. No thoughts of the past and the future. Because whenever a thought comes up of the future, it's immediate anxiety in this body. Immediate. Come back to now. Just a breath. Come back to now. There is zero problems now. Zero. And when you love this little me and not believe all the doubts and the fears and the whatever it's coming up with, it's called going with the flow. Just flowing with life. No different than in Peter's dream last night. Flowing with it. Water. Be like water. It goes around the rocks, finds its way. It finds its way. And that comes back to Taylor Swift and how brilliant her songs, she's thinking out of the box. And now she's got all of her songs back. She bought them all back. Ah, so cool. So cool. So proud of her. Anyway. Look at this. Look at this day. Jeez. Isn't that gorgeous? Sunset's going to be right there, but it's going to be earlier tonight. I don't know. We'll be back to see it. I hope all of you have a wonderful week. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for opening up the me's. Opening up your me's so you can see that you don't have to believe anything it says. Who you are does not have to believe any of it. Okie dokie. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Mwah.